you rolling? Are you rolling now?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think
I think it's take 3.
1, 2.
Forgot actually what we stop. We stop at Simbi.
Simbi.
All right. Yeah. Let's keep doing that. Here I came and she organized our setup.
Yeah, so don't be surprised.
Yeah,
Right.
cleaning up our little studio here. Do some like a little bit of set dressing and camera adjustments.
More glamorous environment a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to have, you know, like not only like male influence, right, on all this production, but also female, you know, like yin yang.
Yeah.
Combining different energy.
We like dirty stuff, and that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, so talking about the Simbi, so Simbi also changed my life dramatically because I met immediately.
So what is Simbi?
Simbi
anyway?
is a website.
I got into this like
It's pretty
myself
much
lately.
implementation of alternative economy right now. So it's about being able to exchange services for free, right? And also selling some crafts.
Not exactly for free. It's exchange of the services. I do something for you.
No
and you
money.
don't- Yeah.
Without money involvement, but with involvement of Simbi points, but no money, no real money, right? And also this is kind of like a filter for people who are there, right? So I immediately met a person who agreed to be my model in my photography, but instead I decided to shoot a film about him.
Tell me about this your first experience. I think it was quite interesting.
It was kind of like after a week of using Simbi, like I did a couple of very simple services, and then this guy wrote to me and said, "Hey, I see you're looking for a model, right? And like nude models and whatever, not necessarily nude, like, but yeah, I'm down. I'm kind of like a sumo. I'm a sumo fighter. I'm like, wow, this is cool. This is something
Pretty
interesting. Yeah, why not? But the day he came, the day like an hour before, I was driving home and I was like, I want to shoot a movie. Yeah, right now.
So you just decided on the spot, and he was coming basically for like a photo
he
shoot.
thought just photo shoot, and I felt like I just want to, you know, like just to control, because he had also like his friend, an assistant, kind of like production assistant, right? And he was a light person also. So I had like I had the character and the light person, so I could control them, and I wanted to feel this kind of feeling when you a director, right? And it's for the first time in my life I kind of trying to understand how to do it properly. So I just was setting the camera, you know, and like I just said, hey, go from here to there, move the lights here to there, you know.
But you done a fair amount of just the still photography before that.
Just photography.
Even before you were in Ukraine, and I know you work with you have like a proper teacher.
Yeah, I
and
had
an
a teacher.
inspiration figure.
Yeah. So I had an art in my life before.
Yeah.
So during 2007 and 8, like 2 years, I did a lot of studio photography, mostly art nude. And so I also was living in the studio, and I had a teacher, right, who taught me a lot about art in general.
Was it your primary thing that you were doing at the time? Or you had
I was still IT at the same time.
Was it more like a hobby?
Yeah,
like
after work I went to the studio and I had like models. Almost every day we had interesting people, not only models, just like cool like conversations like this one, right? About art, about life, about anything, and I was learning art from all these people.
How you got into this like photography world? What did you started?
Yeah, I was just like starting to, when I came to my first IT job, I had 2 aims. I wanted to buy a bike and become a biker, and the second to buy a camera and DSLR and become a photographer. Yeah. So after
pretty straightforward.
Yeah, after some time I earned enough money and bought camera, and I started to shoot in theater for some reason, because I was going to theater that time, and I was like, wow, I want to go to theater and shoot like interesting, you know, emotions.
Like traditional theater and plays?
Just theater, traditional theater. And so I started to go there, and I started to post my photography on some photography websites, right?
What was the website that you were using?
Ukrainian website. Just Ukrainian.
I remember I was like doing photography around that time as well, and there was this website the popular like photo.ru.
Photo.ru is it's your Russian
Right,
main
yeah.
one, and we had let's say photography.com.ua, something like that.
Yeah.
Also like one of the main
This
ones.
like all community people like.
Also Photo UA. So we
Yeah.
had Photo UA. Yeah, and so this it's place when you not only like do plus and minus, you also comment on picture.
Yeah.
And there is lots of commenting. The commenting was the most
Yeah,
interesting
of course.
part.
The,
People
like,
were trolling each other photos, like discussing, like blaming whatever. Like also like saying good words, right? When I'm really impressed. And so I noticed a guy whose his photography was completely like different, absolutely like crazy, super creative, like very improvisational, theatric. I don't know, crazy lighting, schemes, crazy composition, and his name was like Alexander, and he looked like an old guy, like senior guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started to also to comment on his photos, and he started to comment on my photos, and we kind of started to
Pretty nice.
communicate then
Yeah.
in ICQ, right, in Messenger, and then after some time I said, hey, do you want also to do projects with theater? So I'm like affiliated with theater. How about we organize a collaboration and we do a photography of the actors?
So you made a move towards him, right?
Yes. I wanted to somehow to kind of engage, more deep relationship with him, like kind of like some collaboration again, right? I kind of felt that I wanted to learn from him, right? And so we organized these theatrical projects with this theater, but we ended up not doing the project at all, but instead drinking like whole night of vodka.
Yeah, gotta know each other.
And listening to Alexander to Vysotsky whole night.
Very nice.
And also his car had very very loud speaker,
Yeah.
and we were kind of like trolling with Vysotsky like the hood.
Uh-huh.
Hood was like everyone in the hood was listening to our car,
So you were just hanging out outside, drinking and listening.
yeah. Instead of any photography movements, even like we were just drinking and talking, and finding that we actually like each other.
I think you were much younger than him, right?
Yeah, much
Which is
younger.
Really interesting.
Now he's kind of like 50, maybe like 52 or something like that, right? So he always was kind of like my father, right? But for some reason he was interested to hang out with me, and I was very interested to hang out with him. And he was telling me some super important information about art. The information like Ron, like I say of art and film. The information that you cannot get from other sources. Let's say who is real artist and who is just pretend to be artist.
Yeah.
And this is like
a mentor, right? Like basically you found him like as a mentor, and I'm pretty sure like you saw him as a mentor.
But not only mentor.
But he saw you as his like a follower and like
yeah. Because he said
student.
he said before I never had like a boy, male, like students.
Almost sounds creepy.
So he said he had like students, but always like girls, right? Obviously. And this was something like new for him, and he was like curious, and I was also curious, and I probably was open-minded enough to let it happen, right? Because other people, probably like my friends, when I mentioned to them that I hang out with and I have a teacher, my like mentor, he was like, "What? We're like playing like cars and drinking beer, and you're like doing what? Photography, studio, or what?"
So it was kind of like outstanding for you, like to do this kind of things, because most of your peers wasn't actually doing that kind of stuff. Was
nobody.
Unique.
Nobody from my friends. Yeah, it was so special. So it became my lifestyle. I stopped, being in my hood. I moved out from my parents' apartments and started to live there in this studio, right? And
so this was first time you moved from your parents' house.
Yeah.
You actually never come back after that.
Yeah, I think I came back for some time, but this was the first time when I decided that now it's time for me to move out of parents' house, because it's just so cool to be there, and not. Parents don't don't troll you also like every day, right? And every day we had cool conversations with people, lots of photo shootings. I was assisting him, he was assisting me, and I was exploring photography and art and myself.
So what is the single thing you learned from him about art? So I have a teacher myself too, and I can like mention a few phrases.
So you mean like what is art?
Yeah. What is the thing that you realize about art? What's the like if you like summarize it to a one sentence?
So art is something that you cannot stop doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most important one, and I think the second one is art is something that hasn't been happening before. It's always something new.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing something that was before, it's not art. It's just like it's like kind of like a craft now, right?
Yeah, like creativity and innovation, right? It's a kind of
Yeah. So startups are also kind of art.
Mm-hmm.
I think successful startups like Facebook is art. And
course.
unsuccessful is definitely not art. That's why they're not successful, right? So anything that is successful, that is famous, is always art. Let's say Lady Gaga is art, right? Elvis is also art. And I don't know, like Bill Gates and all these people are art because they are unique and they're doing the things that they definitely love to do, right? It's their, you know, like child's, like their projects, continuation of them. And yeah, so this is art, and I understood that during that time, and yeah, I started to lose my friends, and I started to not being interested no more and hanging out with my friends, and I started to learn more about people who are doing art as well. Let's say people from the theater, right? I started to hang out with them more. I started to do photography projects with them. And they are super interesting people comparing to people from my hood, right?
This is interesting because so it's feel to me that you started disconnecting from your friends and family even before coming here, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like for me. It wasn't quite the case like this way. Like I was pretty much in touch with my friends and influenced by my friends, even though as I said, like. They were kind of like more, having their community, like hanging out in the hood, and few of us kind of went maybe abroad or other cities. But in your case, you kind of like disconnected because of your interest and because of your desire of like pursue those things that you like.
But like suddenly after that, what happened was super unexpected, super weird to me, because I suddenly just returned to default world for some reason. I started to date a girl and live with her, and just completely abandoned art for some unknown reason. I still don't understand why. And this was happening for a couple of years, I think 3-4 years.
Were you earning any money with like your art or?
No, never. I've always insisted actually that I don't want to give or take money, right? All my models were free models, but actually I tried to shoot some like paid portraits, and so there was a girl and like a couple of two people, and we hanging out in like sides of Kiev, and I was shooting them, and they paid me maybe like $20 or $30, something like that, right? And it was like boring. It was just boring.
Yeah.
I also tried to shoot a wedding.
Weddings.
It was super
I was
boring.
about to ask that.
It was super boring, but actually it was with my teacher, and that's why we were trolling them.
Like he was earning money with his art too. Not art, but like his photography.
Yes, because he had to, right? Because he had to do commercials because he needed to pay for the studio, right? Because before we created the studio, he rented out this place. So we moved in there and we stopped renting out. So he had to make money. I kind of supported as well, right? Because I was a developer in IT and stuff. And so this wedding was super interesting because they didn't fed us. Imagine, they didn't fed photographers, and we were so hungry and so angry at them. So we just quit the place. Completely. Again, sit to the car, turn on Vysotsky about Svadьба, about wedding. Vysotsky was trolling wedding in this song. We turned on the volume to maximum, was staying there for 5 minutes, and then just went out completely, And next day they were like, "Oh, you're just like disappeared. Where were you guys? Like, why you didn't shoot to the end?" And stuff like that. And and then me, I forgot my something like my camera there, I had to go to the same place again
And meet those people.
and meet these people again. You
Mhm.
know, it was like, it was so weird. And after that, I never, you know, like wanted to shoot weddings.
Mhm.
Maybe not all weddings are like that.
Yeah.
Maybe weddings of intellectual people, you know, like maybe like hipsters and whatever. They're more interested, but still.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you do any photography now?
So when I came to San Francisco, actually right before coming to San Francisco, I started to do again nude photography in Ukraine.
Mhm.
And I did like 2 or 3 photo sessions. And by the way, met my teacher again. And again hanging out with them. With him.
Reunion.
Yeah, it was kind of like reunion right before coming to San Francisco, the same year. And so here I tried to continue. But I couldn't find models. So still, so far, I couldn't find a single girl who would agree to do this and actually do.
So what changed? Like, I mean, I don't understand.
I just can't find.
Before you said you had like no problem to find.
Yeah, in Ukraine.
Yeah.
In Ukraine.
But here, you said here in
Here I
California.
can't. Yeah, they either want money
This is interesting.
or they just don't want to.
This is interesting.
Yeah, but some of them they're
Please
saying
say
they
something
say
more.
like yes, let's do it, and then disappear. Right.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Instead, I started to do cinematography. Cinematography is easier, and not nude.
But not nude, right?
Not nude also.
Big difference.
It's different, but at least cinematography is something new for me. Photography is like too trivial for me, so I'm not interested to do photography, not nude.
Mhm.
Nude is a little bit interesting, right? At least.
So how did this project turn out? The one that you did on Simbi, with this sumo guy, and like basically your first
Movie.
Yeah.
My first
First
movie
project.
was so good, and I didn't expect that. I sent to him, and he said like, "Wow, this is freaking amazing." And soon after that, my friend was organizing a party, my artist friend, and so he invited me, and I said, "How about us screening my first movie there?" He said, "Yeah, let's do it." And so this sumo guy also came there, and we were party there, and we screened my movie, and people was really impressed. And so then people were like kind of like interviewing us a little bit.
Mhm.
It felt so cool, you know, like in the spotlight, like people asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, you're on the stage, like I got Oscar, you know, like, a moment. And yeah, like.
Have you done any other projects since then?
Yes.
Mhm. Was it like also through Simbi or something?
Yes. Next project was even crazier.
Mhm.
I went to Ohio.
Mhm.
I met a girl there, and she was interesting. She was autistic.
Mhm.
And she was definitely an artist also, in East. And
So why Ohio?
because she lives in Ohio,
Mhm.
and I was like, why can't I just buy tickets and go to Ohio if I want to shoot a film about this particular person? Why wouldn't I like cancel just because of I'm not
The
living in
place,
Ohio, right? It's not like I work at Google. I can buy ticket and go. So like yeah, and I went, and I spent 2 amazing days, you know,
Mhm.
filming, and then yeah, we smoked a lot of, you know, like no, we should cut that. Anyway, then I came back, and I was working on this footage, and I spent maybe like a week on just editing, right? Because the first movie I spent maybe like 2 days editing. This I spent maybe like a week editing because I wanted to edit like so precisely, you know. Like.
Mhm.
And again, I sent to her, and she was so impressed. And yeah, so I definitely felt that this is my thing, and then we started to shoot like music videos with Ira, with my
Mhm.
wife, and yeah, now we're working on other, you know, yeah, I have actually footage from lots of movies. I just need to release.
So tell me just a few words. What's your like future plans? Where you go into all these art projects? Do you wanna like consolidate, or what is like? Is it the cinematography is your main goal right now, or what are your goals?
So I think the most important is whatever you do should be art,
Mhm.
right? Either you work on art, like cinematography, photography, or startup. Only when you feel it's art, then work on it. And regardless of where you are, right? Regardless of your environment, just find what is art that you can work on that, and you want, and you are down, and you start doing it. So expand this. So my main plans are to expand this understanding to the whole world, right? To not be bound to America now, but just to try to go to different countries and explore and trying to find a unique key to each particular city, to find proper people, to hang out and make art projects with them, to feel how it's compared to San Francisco and Ukraine art environment, and then go next further, right? And also in the same time, trying to convince people to an alternative economy, like this kind of movement, right? Let's say invite them to Simbi at least,
Yeah.
right? Because I believe it's also very important to.
Yeah, Simbi is a local startup, right? Really few people know about this site.
Not a few.
I mean, especially outside of America.
Yeah, but I tried to convince Ukrainians also to join Simbi.
Mm.
But you have to have critical mass for it to start working in each particular city.
And there's a language barrier as well.
Yeah, language barrier, but it's, actually you can do a lot of services remotely, right? Let's say logo creation.
So just the fact that the website itself, I think it's only the English version, right?
Ukrainians, they tend to know English
Mm-hmm.
on this basic level.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that about like Russia in general too. It's probably really harder.
Yeah, so all my friends using Simbi is not a big deal. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for my mom it would be a deal, right?
Do some, I don't know, bakery or something.
Yeah.
My
actually.
mom can do some kneading.
Yeah, in Simbi, right? And
Mhm.
exchanging, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing website, but I personally believe that they have one very important drawback. They don't allow to exchange goods, only services.
Right,
I
of
believe
course, yeah.
exchanging goods is as important as exchanging services, but they say like, oh, we don't want to be a local thrift shop. I don't know. This is kind of like strange. So I still believe that I can work on my own implementations of Simbi idea and trying to convince people to compete with Simbi and similar services, right? Making all of them better, after all, better for users. And yeah, I feel this is how I want to apply my development skills,
Mm-hmm.
on something like that.
Pretty cool, really wonderful story. Thanks for the time, Sergey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for.
Hope our relationship will continue good.
Sure. Anywhere.
Record more video and do more art for people.
Yeah,
It's pretty
definitely.
amazing.
Definitely. Thank you, dude.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. We can stop.